No niin, tervetuloa taas Demon järjestämään paneelikeskusteluun. Kuten tuossa jo mainittiin, minun nimeni on Annika Damström ja nyt puhutaan sitten naisten haasteista politiikassa niin Afrikassa kuin täällä Suomessakin. Meillä on yksi vieras Tansaniasta asti ja hän osaa kertoa myös laajemminkin siitä, minkälaista on naisten päästä poliittiselle agendalle Afrikassa. Tämä keskustelu käydään kuitenkin englanniksi, joten without further ado I will switch the language to English and start with presenting our panelists. Right here next to me is Dr. Ave-Maria Semakafu. She's the coordinator for Demo Finland in Tanzania. And next to her we have Ulla Karvo, Member of Parliament for the National Coalition Party and chairwoman, of Demo Finland. And next to her, Sara Eklund, recently a former chairwoman of the women's organization of Swedish People's Party. And last but definitely not least, Minna Sirne, Member of Parliament of the Left Alliance and chairwoman of the Coalition of the Finnish Women's Association. You all have very, very, very fancy titles. Okay, I'm gonna present the first question to our foreign guest here. Ave-Maria, if you would tell us a little bit, what kind of difficulties do African women face in entering politics?
Thank you, and I'm really happy to be here today, at least to be able to share with my sisters and brothers about the situation, because we have a very long history of cooperation between Tanzania and Finland. When we are talking about women participation in Tanzania, the major barrier is culture. That is what is affecting the low participation or influencing the low participation of women in politics. And through culture, we have other coming up problems like education. Most of the women in Tanzania are receiving less education. They have lower access to education, and even those few who are accessing education, they have a problem of dropping out due to different reasons. One of them being culture, but another one is related to pregnancies, which I think is gender violence. Gender-based violence forces them to be out of school.
You've also told me before that it's very difficult for women to even approach maybe a political party congress because it's very male-dominated and the atmosphere is very aggressive. Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, because of the same culture, because for us men are taken as leaders. So when a woman is approaching any type of decision-making desk, she's seen as an intruder, and normally the atmosphere becomes a bit complicated. But again, when I compare the political atmosphere of Finland, the relationship between different political parties and what is happening in Tanzania is completely different. Here, at least, you can see different political parties sitting together. But back home, when you belong to different political parties, you are enemies. And sometimes, some marriages break because husband is of a different political party and with his wife. So the atmosphere is completely difficult, and most women normally shy away to participate in any activity when it is within the violent atmosphere.
Well, here in Finland we have different kinds of challenges for women when they enter politics or when they try and be influential in politics. But do you, our Finnish representatives, do you ever face the culture, the feeling that the man is the natural political leader and the woman has to really struggle to make her way to the top? Ulla?
Yes, I must say, first I have to tell that I started in a demo organization in the beginning of this year, and I had a great chance to visit Tanzania and see how it works now in their country. And our thing is to make strengthen democracy in different countries, and Tanzania has been our project and cooperation with them to do these things. And it was very eye-opening experience, and I'm very happy that Ave Maria is here now visiting us. And now what we have in Finnish politics, I must say that equality between genders is a big issue still, even though we are considered very equal. But in politics, it still seems to be so that men they make their networks work much better than what we women can do, and that's a very upsetting thing. And we should do something about it. And one thing is to start that women must vote women, and that's a main thing to start.
Thank you very much. This is a very important topic because, as I see it, we have very much challenges about equality in Finland as well, because we take equality for granted. And this is the most dangerous thing you can do, because you always have to work to get these good things happened. And I was too in Tanzania for 2 years ago, and it was an amazing experience. And what I felt there was so much energy, so much positive energy, and a will to work to get equality working in the country. And I want to see the same energy in Finland in many ways, because we can't just live on the fact that Finland was the first country to give women the right to vote. We can't just live on the fact that it was 100 years ago. We have to do the work now, as I say it. And the culture is a very big obstacle also here, because we take so much for granted. So that's why I'm happy to sit here among people of different parties and different backgrounds, and we can work together.
I want to ask Minna a question specifically. In your everyday work in the parliament, do you notice that you're a woman in some kind of negative way? Can you give some kind of examples of?
Well, yeah, actually there are many situations I have noticed that I'm a woman. But one, I think, which is very alarming is that there are big parties, quite big parties in our parliament, which have never had women as a chairperson of their group, parliamentary group, or their party. And I think that's one mark that even though women have had the opportunity to be inside the politics over 100 years, there are still old tradition that only men can lead big important parties. And I think that one problem is that if you are in a top position and you are a woman, you are measured in different scale than the male politicians. One example, I always have to say that I am a women politician. I have never heard that any man said that I'm male politician, because I have to say something about me that I'm women and still politician.